Ricoh GR4 was launched, and I want to talk about this pocketable camera, and let's see if the price is justified, and let's see my opinions regarding Ricoh GR4 and what it's with this trend regarding Ricoh. So let's talk about this now. Hi there, Tudor Matescu here. In this video, I want to share with you my experience regarding Ricoh cameras. I've used Ricoh over 2 years plus, and also I want to share with you my opinions regarding Ricoh GR4 and the new improvements of Ricoh GR4, and also I want to address the price to see what you pay and what you get in the end. So first, let me tell you that I'm really regretting selling my Ricoh, but unfortunately I didn't trust the build quality of Ricoh cameras. And this is happening because lots of users out there are complaining regarding the stacked lens. And that lens, if you look on the YouTube, and probably I will put here a B-roll, it has a mechanism that for sure it will get stuck in time. And I don't see Ricoh addressing this problem. Lots of people are complaining regarding the dust issues. For me, dust was a problem, and indeed my Ricoh GR3X acquired very fast dust, visible dust, even in street photography pictures. So yes, dust is a problem, but the biggest problem is the design of that retractable lens. For what I was able to see, we have some plastic wheels that will get stuck in time, also probably because of dust, or I don't know, but lots of people are complaining regarding this problem. And every time when I'm going on the Facebook or on the forums, I'm seeing a new guy that recently bought Ricoh or has Ricoh for over a year, and he is complaining that the lens got stuck or he has problems with the retractable lens. So this is the most recurring and the most annoying and fatal problem, I would say, because your camera will not function anymore. And when you'll pay $1,500 for a pocketable camera, you really want to know that that camera, it doesn't have a built flow like Fujifilm X Pro 3. So all Fujifilm X Pro 3 cameras are affected by the ribbon problem regarding the screen. That ribbon, because of the design, will break in time, and your screen will not work in time. But still you have an EVF and an optical viewfinder that will work. But this is the problem with Ricoh. That retractable lens has a flow design, and I'm not able to see any ambassador or influencer or even Ricoh addressing that problem of the lens. So this is my biggest problem with Ricoh cameras. I want to see that problem addressed, acknowledged, and repaired. Also, Olympus OM cameras have recurring problem regarding this dial. If you're searching online, you'll be able to see that this problem regarding the skipping wheel, it is a recurring build problem for at least 10 years. So in that factory, they didn't resolve that problem. Don't ask me, I'm not an engineer, I'm not building cameras. But we are able to see that some cameras and some companies have recurring build issues, and this is the problem with Ricoh. Probably some users are lucky and some aren't so lucky. I wasn't so lucky, and lots of users aren't so lucky. So this is a very important thing when we are thinking about Ricoh GR4. Now, regarding the Ricoh GR philosophy and the Ricoh GR image quality and the Ricoh GR operation, I'm in totally love with these little cameras. I totally regret that I don't have money to burn Ricoh cameras just to have 1 or 2 cameras with me, because we have the 28mm, we have the 40mm Ricoh cameras, and also some urban designed Ricoh cameras. So more beautiful Ricoh cameras, not so black. So I'm totally in love with the images, and I'm totally in love with the lens of the Ricoh GR3X. Again, the lens of Ricoh GR3X, much better, a blowing lens regarding image quality compared to even Ricoh GR3. And looking at the Ricoh GR3, I'm not convinced regarding that lens. Again, not Ricoh GR4. I didn't make an opinion regarding Ricoh GR4 lens, but the Ricoh GR3 lens, it's under Ricoh GR3X, and from my point of view, seeing the pictures online, it's under Fujifilm X-F10. So yes, if you want a pocketable 28mm camera, Fujifilm X-F10 is still the best combo out there, and Fujifilm can remake that camera. They can remake it with better AF, metal build, but who will make those cameras in our present days? No, plastic build and so on. So anyway, getting back to Ricoh GR4. Now, regarding Ricoh GR4, I want to address my biggest problem with the layout of the buttons. So you are able to see here that we will have here an exposure compensation button, plus and minus here, right on the thumb grip. And also we have here the playback button. It's mind-blowing for me. I understand that other Ricoh cameras had this implementation. For me, for my thumb, I'm not liking this absolutely at all. So basically, looking at this camera, again, I didn't put my hand on it, but I'm totally convinced that I will bump those buttons. So I'm really not liking those buttons at all. Also, because on Ricoh GR3X, I was bumping this button and also some of the buttons here. Now, a good improvement is that they've replaced the wheel. So we don't have that wheel that was acquiring dust. So we have a D-pad here, and this is a very, very good thing because that wheel was also acquiring dust. So we have some improvements, but these buttons for me are a big problem. It really depends in time if you'll get accustomed. I really don't know what to say, but to have the buttons here, mind-blowing, having in mind that the camera, it is smaller than Ricoh GR3 and GR3X. So a smaller camera, but also a heavier camera with 5 grams, irrelevant, but smaller camera. And I've always complained that Ricoh GR3 being so small, it's hard to keep that camera well in hand. And having these buttons here, I'm not liking this. Now let me address a little the price. So $1,500 at least without a second battery. So you'll need a second battery and without accessories. If you'll put accessories on Ricoh, and I am advising to put some accessories on Ricoh. So a thumb grip, a protective case, and that protective filter from Square Hood or other protective filters that will protect Ricoh from dust and will make the camera bigger and easier to hold. But where you will get with that camera? You'll get to Olympus OMD M10 Mark IV or other alternatives, especially Micro Four Thirds alternatives or XM5. Why not? But let's think just about Micro Four Thirds. So you'll get a camera like this if you'll add accessories even bigger in front with the Square Hood lens protector. So yes, you can protect the camera, but you'll not have a pocketable camera. And let's get again to this concept, pocketable camera. Yes, you can put the camera in your pocket, but it's not advisable because, how I've said, it has dust problems. And that dust, it's acquiring on the sensor, but not just on the sensor, how I've said and how I've showed, but also on the wheels and also on the retractable motor of your Ricoh. So you'll want to protect the camera. This means you will use a cover, and also you must use a camera bag. Let's be serious, you really need a camera bag or a cover. And again, with a camera bag or a cover, you'll get to the size of a Micro Four Thirds camera. And you could say, no, it's APS-C, it has better image quality. I could agree that it has better image quality for the 40mm field of view, for the 40mm lens, but not for the 28mm lens. This is a stellar lens, and you have stellar lenses on the Micro Four Thirds system, and also you have many options that I will not enter into details. But let's say you just want a pocketable, easy to take camera, but also if you are not shooting just the 28mm field of view and you'll shoot also the 40mm field of view, then you need 2 Ricoh cameras. This means the price of a premium full frame camera. And let's say you also like the HDF version, and let's say you also want a camera that it has a nice design, a nice color. So Ricoh GR4 Urban Design, Ricoh GR4 Diary, and so on. So this means you'll get at least 4 Ricohs to be covered. And yes, having 4 Ricohs, I think it's a great idea to be sure that your Ricoh will not get broke, because you'll use different cameras depending on the day that you'll go out. So you'll protect those cameras in the end. But where I want to go, So you buy for Ricohs, you buy protective filters, and with all this money, you could buy Sony RX1R3 and you are done. Also, Sony RX1R3, it is as pocketable and as easy and as invisible to take with you as a Ricoh camera. And you'll be sure that Sony RX1R3, it will not get broke in time because of the dust. So Sony cameras are very reliable cameras. They are very well made and very sturdy build, but also Micro Four Thirds cameras. So overall, yes, I like Ricoh GR4, I like Ricoh GR more than Ricoh GR4 and Ricoh GR3, the 28mm lens. But when I'm thinking at price, build quality and all the hassle that I have to endure to protect that camera, Ricoh GR is not very attractive to me. So for me to buy another Ricoh GR, it really means get Ricoh GR4 X HDF, so I just want that version and especially in a nice color. I'm not liking that black at all. So I just want a nice color, Ricoh GR4 X HDF, and again, I'm not convinced about that button. So for me, at the present time, I feel that again the best Ricoh camera, it is the Ricoh GR3X HDF, because it's nice to have a filter that can help you obtain some interesting effects, plus adding some accessories, the square hood protective filter or other protective filters that I will list in the comments and description that will assure that my lens and the retractable system, it is protected. And I hope it is protected. For dust, it will be for sure protected, but I don't know if the mechanism of the lens, it will be protected regarding operation, how I said, and will not get stuck in time. But let's say with those accessories, so a tongue grip plus a square hood that will protect my little Ricoh camera, I will be very okay. But I am destroying all the concept of a Ricoh camera. So this is where my mind is making a ping pong game, because it's hard for me to justify buying again a Ricoh GR3X camera. So I'm liking the camera without accessories, but without accessories, your camera will be in danger. But with the accessories, your camera will be protected, but you'll ruin the Ricoh GR philosophy. So where I am? By the way, if you want to make better photos, you must know that it's not about the gear, it's about composition, it's about light, it's about seeing with your eyes and pre-visualizing the picture. So for this, I've recently launched a course with my techniques to get better pictures. So if you want to learn to make better pictures and especially composition, why not join my Photography Academy? To get access to my course, you must be subscribed to my channel and join my membership Photography Academy level. When you'll have that level, you'll have access to my street photography composition course, where I show you how I am making the pictures and where I teach you how to make the same picture. So I'm telling you why a picture is good and why it's working and why I've decided to keep it in color or to keep it in black. So you learn lots of tips and techniques if you are joining the membership program. And more than that, joining my membership, it means that any premium course that I will launch, you'll have access to it. So join now my TM Photography Academy by subscribing to my channel and hit the join button from YouTube. So this why for me at this present moment, for a pocketable, portable camera, I do prefer a Micro Four Thirds camera when I want to be ultra light, and especially in summer days and in days with lots of light. And when I want better low light capabilities, I'm going definitely to Fujifilm X106 or X-T50, but X106, it's the name of the game. It is the Ricoh destroyer from my point of view. Because look here, pocketable as a Ricoh camera, 35mm lens. So basically you have 28 and 40mm lenses without any problems on a 40 megapixel sensor with great IBIS, weather sealed, weather resistant, ND filter, flash, and what can I say? Tilt screen, optical viewfinder, and EVF. So why not get and use this? It's hard for me to justify getting again Ricoh GR3X, and if I want a mist filter, I can install here a mist filter. Very easy, very portable, and very durable. This is why I like a lot the X100 series. Again, I'm using X100 series from the first camera, and all the X100 cameras that I've used were durable cameras, were very well made cameras, and also this is the case with X106 and also with Fujifilm X100V. So if you want to put your money in a safe camera, then this is the modern present solution, Fujifilm X106. Other than that, of course, when Ricoh will acknowledge the lens retraction problem and the lens stuck problem, and when I will see that users are not complaining regarding this problem, then probably I will look again at Ricoh. But till then, I want to lower my gear acquisition syndrome, and I will stay with Fujifilm X106 and Micro Four Thirds cameras. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe now to my channel. Also use my affiliate links if you want to buy a Ricoh or accessories that will protect your Ricoh camera. And what is free and is helping this channel to grow, it's to give a thumbs up to this video and also check my next videos. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.